Hey guys, it's Austin here from the Nashville Middle-earth Strategy Battle Gaming Group, and today we have got Game 3 of the MESBG Madness, in which we're going to be having the Iron Hills Dwarves, led by Dane, fight off against the Moria with the Fierce Balrog. And we're going to be playing in the Mines of Moria today on a beautiful board that was made by Alex Wright from Wright Terrain Studios. So guys, we'll be right back. I'll be showing you the armies. And then we'll be rolling for the scenario. See you soon. Guys, we are back, and starting with the Iron Hills army at 800 points, we've got Dane Ironfoot on his war boar at 160 points. Then we've got 8 Iron Hills warriors with sword and shield, 8 Iron Hills warriors with spear and shield. Then we have 1 Iron Hills warrior with sword and banner and shield to get a total of 18 models and 380 points. Then in Warband 2, we've got an Iron Hills captain with 3 Iron Hills warriors with sword and shield, and 1 Iron Hills warrior with spear to give us a total of 5 models and 125 points. And then in Warband 3, we've got the Iron Hills chariot with the driver at 175 points with 4 total models there. And then in our last Warband, we've got the Iron Hills ballista with a siege veteran at 120 points, and that was the points change from the most recent FAQ. And that gives us a total of 31 models, 15 being our break point, and then 7 bring us down to 25% to get us exactly at 800. Now moving over to the Moria army list, we've got, I've called this army Durin's Bane. We've got the Balrog leading it at a whopping 350 points here. Then we've got 9 Moria Goblin Warriors with shield and sword, 7 Moria Goblin Warriors with shield and spear, and then 1 Bat Swarm to get a total of 18 models and 472 points, shown there. Then we've got, in Warband 2, we've got Groblog, King of the Deeps, at 50 points with 1 Dweller in the Dark, 5 Moria Goblin Warriors with shield and sword, and 4 Moria Goblin Warriors with shield and spear, to give us a total of 11 models and 174 points. Then in Warband 3, we've got a Moria Goblin Captain with shield, with 3 Moria Goblin Warriors with shield and sword, 4 Moria Goblin Warriors with shield and spear, and then 1 Dweller in the Dark, giving us a total of 9 models, 154 points, bringing us exactly to 800. So we've got a total of 38 models in this army, with 18 going to be our break point, and then bringing us down to 25% will bring us down to 9 models there. So guys, we are going to roll for the scenario now, and we've got our pulls right here. So we're going to go ahead and roll, see which pull we end up in. And we've got this nice red and black dice since we're playing in the Mines of Moria today, so we'll see what we roll here. Alright, so we got a 5, so we're going to be in Pool 5, which is the maneuvering scenarios. So we've got Storm the Camp, Reconnoiter, and Divide and Conquer. So we'll roll and see which of those 3 we'll be playing. And we got a 6, a big 6, so we're going to be playing Divide and Conquer here. So we'll be right back to go through the scenario and discuss it, and then we'll be showing off the army and the board. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back here showing the scenario. This is one of the new scenarios that is in the new match play guide. This is Divide and Conquer here. So basically your starting positions is you roll d6 to see who deploys first, and you have one of your armies that will deploy in one corner. You'll have one of your warbands, I should say. Then you'll have another warband that will deploy over here, and you'll keep on going back and forth until all your warbands have deployed, and then you'll do the exact same thing with the enemy. One will deploy in one corner, and then the other one will deploy in the other corner. And for this scenario here, you've got 3 objectives that you're trying to basically control here. And how the scoring is going to work, in this game, once you get broken, a game might end on a 1 or 2 here. So that's the end game scenario, victory conditions there. And for scoring points, you get 3 victory points if there are more friendly models than enemy models within 3 inches of the central objective, so you get a few more points for the central objective, so it's worth a little bit more. Then the other 2 objectives, you score 1 victory point if there are more friendly models than enemy models, or you get 2 if you just completely control it and there's no enemy models. You get 1 victory point for causing 1 or more wounds on the enemy leader. So our leaders in this game are going to be Dane for Iron Hills and the Balrog for Moria. And then you get 1 victory point if the enemy force is broken at the end of the game. So, guys, we'll be right back to show off the armies and the board. Alright guys, we are back, and I wanted to show you this beautiful board that was made by Alex Wright of Wright Terrain Studios. This is our Moria board, as you can see here. And he did draw for us the secret door that you see the Fellowship enter in from the Fellowship of the Ring. As you can see here, it's just a beautiful piece to have for the board. And then we've got several Moria pillars here, along with the Bridge of Khazad-dûm right here in the middle. That's just a great piece to have. And then we've got bridges on either side that the armies will have to jump over in order to make it. And then we also have some rocky outcrops, as you can see here, that the armies will have to try as difficult terrain there. And so I'll go ahead and show off the armies. So starting off with Moria, over here we've got Groblog on his pillar with some Moria goblins with sword and shield, and a Dweller in the Dark, as you can see right there. And then we have the beautiful Balrog that was also painted by Alex Wright, as you can see right here, just a very awesome model. And along with the Balrog, we have some Moria goblins on either side of him, and then as well we have the Bat Swarm, which is going to be a key for this game to be able to lower the opponent's fight values in half if it comes into contact with a model. Then we've got some more goblins over there on the left side, and then looking at the rest of the army, I've got another Dweller in the Dark over here, and then I've got a Moria captain right there with some sword and shield guys as well. And then coming over here to the good side, we've got Dane right there on his war pig, along with guys with sword and spear and banner in the back. Then we've got our Iron Hills Ballista right here with a siege veteran, as you can see, right, just kind of hanging out on the back door. And then we've got a captain right here with guys with sword and shield. The axes I'm just using for swords for this game, since the guys don't actually come with swords when you buy them. And then over here on the other side, I've got the beautiful chariot, as you can see right here. It's still working on it, work in progress, but it's a great model to play with and just to have for fun here. So guys, we'll go ahead and roll for priority for deployment. And for this game, I'm going to have these red and black dice be the evil, and then I've got green and gold that I'll use for good. So we'll see who gets priority here for turn 1 for deployment. Here we go. Alright, so evil is going to deploy first, so we'll be right back with deployment. Alright guys, we are back after deployment, and so evil had priority for deployment, so evil deployed over in this corner and over in this corner, and then good deployed over in this corner and over in this corner over here. So first, since the Iron Hills has a siege weapon, they deployed the siege weapon, which was deployed right here in this corner. And then after they deployed, the Balrog went ahead and moved, and he deployed over here in this corner. And what the thought process was behind moving over into this corner was he brought the captain over here with him, so that way the captain could call a march and try and get to the center objective as fast as possible. And basically what the thought process was is that the Balrog would try and charge Dane while the goblins go and try and capture the objective here. So we'll see if that happens or not. So after the Balrog deployed, then I had Dane deploy. And Dane deployed right over here in this corner with his dwarves. And so the thought process was he was going to go here. He also deployed with his captain so he can call a march and try and get kind of meet here in the middle as fast as possible, and then have the dwarves also try and capture the center objective. So then once he deployed, then I had Groblog's warband deploy over here, and they deployed over here in this corner, as you can see right there, and they're just going to try and charge right over here and get this objective, and then try and cut some of those guys off as well. And then the chariot deployed right over here in this corner, and its thought process was that it would kind of try and charge over here and shoot at these guys while they're trying to run towards that objective. and then it can turn around and try and grab that objective if it needs. And then after that, the captain deployed right over here with the along with the Balrog. So the captain deployed right there, so that way he's within 6 inches of everyone with the Balrog. And the thought is that the captain is going to, they're all going to move forward in this direction, and then the Balrog can try and climb up over here onto this side and get onto the bridge as fast as possible. So that was that. And then lastly, the Dane with the Iron Hills, the captain deployed right over here, right next to Dane. So I've got the captain right there sitting next to Dane, which he is that one right there. And so he's going to probably try and call a march this first turn and try and move as fast as possible towards the center objective. So with all that said and done, we'll go ahead and roll for priority for turn 1. And may the best dwarf win. This should be an exciting game. I'm really looking forward to it. And here we go for turn 1. Alright, double ones. We'll do a reroll. Alright, so Good is going to get to go first. Good is going to call a heroic march with the captain. And then the captain for Moria is also going to call a heroic march. So we'll be right back after movement. Alright guys, we are back after movement. And so Dane, he charged up, moving up a total of 8 plus his 5. So he had 13 inches that he moved. And so he charged up, making sure to stay just outside of 8 inches of the Balrog right here. So that way he could not get whipped by the Balrog on turn 1. And then all of his cadre just moved up right behind him, trying to get closer towards the center objective. And then a portion of them split off over here from the captain's warband, going towards that objective for number 3, but staying also within 6 inches of the captain right there. So after they moved, then the chariot, they saw that this pillar over here was in the way for shots probably, and so what he did instead was he pivoted to where now he's going to be able to have a shot on these guys and try and run over these guys to try and capture this objective. Then after that, then Growlblog's warband moved up 5 inches, and then the Dweller moved up 8 inches. So now we're going to go to the shooting phase. So the Balrog has no one to shoot for turn 1, but the Ballista here does always get to shoot first because of its ability. So because the Ballista did not shoot, it is just looking for a 4 up here to hit. So we'll see if it hits here. Alright, and he's aiming at the Balrog, trying to see if he can get a direct hit to deal some wounds to him. So here we go, looking for a 4 up. Did not, got a 2, so nothing there. So then now we're going to go to the chariot here. He's going to shoot at the Dweller right there. And so we're going to roll to see how many shots he's going to get first. So he got 5 shots. So we'll go ahead and roll the 5 shots here. This could be a dead Dweller on turn 1. We'll see. Alright, so 5 shots, looking for 4s up to hit. And we got 1, 2, 3 hits. And these are strength 4 shots against defense 5 of the Dweller. So looking for 5s to wound here. And here we go. And no wounds, unfortunately. 2 3s, and a 4. So the captain's not going to use his point of might, or I should say the driver's not going to use his point of might to might that up. Because he doesn't have one, so no shots there, unfortunately. So we'll go ahead and roll for priority for turn 2, since there's no combat in the first turn. So here we go for priority for turn 2. And here we go. Alright, so it goes to Good again. So Good is going to get a chance to move first here. So yeah, we'll be right back after movement. Alright guys, we are back after movement. So for since good had priority for turn 2, the chariot, it moved up 8 inches. It was just short of the dweller over here, but the dweller then charged in, so that way it could start maybe win a fight and deal some wounds there. And then all the goblins over here, they moved up, and then 2 of these guys on the siege engine, they moved up as well to try and see if they could capture this objective or help capture it. And then the captain right there in red, he moved up, and he's within 6 inches, so that way next turn if he needs to call a heroic move, he can if he needs to. The Balrog did not move, so he's going to try and shoot during the shoot phase to try and hit Dane right there and pull him into base contact with him. And then just to zoom in on the movements over here on this corner, so you can see over here now. So Dane moved just outside of 6 inches of the Balrog, so that way the Balrog could not charge him this turn. But the Dane could possibly charge him next turn if he needed. And then his cadre moved up as well to try and get closer towards the center objective. These goblins, they moved up over here to where they can try and climb up on this wall next turn to try and get towards the center objective. And then this dweller right here moved up right in front of the objective to stand on it. And then they all moved up 5 inches with him. And then these guys, they moved up 5 inches as well. So we'll go ahead and start with the shooting phase. And we'll roll for shots. So we've got the siege engine is going to get to shoot first. And the siege engine right there is going to shoot at the Balrog warrior over there. So again, looking for a 4-up to hit. Here we go. Did not. It's got a 3. Do I want to try and hit? So the good thing here is if I do hit, the Balrog has nothing that it can move to because it's the only model within. There's no other models within 3 inches of it right now. But then I have to cast. So if it hits, then I have to wound its strength 8, or then I have to see if it scatters. But if it, if it does scatter, it doesn't matter. So yeah, we'll go ahead and use the point of might so that way it'll hit because there's no one within 3 inches of the Balrog for the scatter. Now we'll roll to see if it hits dead on or if it moves elsewhere. Got a 2, so it's going to scatter, but there is no one else within 3 inches of the Balrog right now. So that was a mistake for movement for the Balrog. But so now we're going to see. So it hits. Now we need to see if it wounds. It's strength 8 against defense 9. So 8 on a 9, I think, is a 4. Let me just double check that real quick. So defense 9, looking for a 5 here to wound. Alright, so here we go. We got the 5. Alright, so that is going to take the Balrog down to 5 health. It's not going to kill him automatically because of the Balrog's ability, but it's going to bring him down to 5 health. So that was a big turn. That was a mistake for the Balrog for not putting anyone within 3 inches of him. So it wasn't something that I was thinking about. But so he's down to 5 wounds now. Now we'll go over here to the chariot. The chariot's got a shot, and he can shoot. He can shoot this guy right here, the monster. If he does shoot, then the guy that's shooting cannot be in the fight this next turn. So go over here and see how many shots we're going to get. Rolling a d6, and here we go. So he's only going to get 1 shot. So we'll see if he hits. Looking for a 4-up. Does not hit. Alright, so that's the shots. Then we'll go to the Balrog. The Balrog's now going to roll to see if he's going to hit Dane since he's within 8 inches of him right there. So since he did not move, he's looking for a 3 to hit. Got a 4, so he is going to pull Dane within base contact. Dane's going to move right there. Alright, so now it's a strength 7 shot. Let's see. We will do strength 7 shot on. We'll try against Dane, we'll try on the Warthog. So the Warthog is defense 6. So 7 on a 6 is looking for a 4 here to wound. So we'll see if we get a wound on the Warthog. We got a 4, so this is going to put a wound on the Warthog. So it's going to bring the Warthog down to 1 health. And now we'll go into combats. So Dane, the Barad calls a free heroic combat, so he's going to go ahead and call a free heroic combat just on the off chance that he somehow wins the fight. Dane is going to call a heroic strike here, so that way he can try and beat the Balrog on fight. So he's going to roll a d6 to see what his fight is going to go up to. Got a 5, so he's going to go up to fight 10. So in ties, he'll win the fights there. And there's not going to be anyone else that's going to call any heroic actions at start of combat. So we'll go ahead and do that one with Dane. So Dane is going to get 3 attack dice there. Balrog is also going to get 3 attack dice. So we got 3 on 3. And we will roll to see who wins the fight here. Alright, and Dane did get a big 6 there. Alright, so Dane is going to win that, and the Balrog is going to move back an inch. Actually, Dane's going to move back an inch because the Balrog does not move back. Alright, so Dane is... Alright guys, so because the Balrog is prone from the ballista hitting it, Dane's going to have double strikes here, and he's looking for 5s to wound because he gets +1 to wound with his hammer. So he's looking for 5s here to wound against the Balrog, and we'll see what it gets. Here we go. Alright, so we got a 4 and a 6 there. I'm going to go ahead and put that aside and roll the second set. See what we get. And here we go. Here's the second set. Alright, so we got a total of 3 wounds right now. If I bump this 4 up to a 5, that will give Dane 4 wounds in total. Not enough quite to kill the Balrog. So Dane is not going to... He's just going to take the 3 wounds there. And Balrog's going to be down to 2 wounds. He's going to save that 2 points of might because he wants to be able to strike up each turn if he can to try and win that. So, alright, so the Balrog is down to 2 wounds. And he is prone at the moment. That is going, and we got this combat right here, so we'll go ahead and roll for that one. The Dweller is going to get 3 attacks, and the Chariot is also going to get 3 attacks because there's only 3 guys left in it in order to attack. But on ties, the Dweller will win because he's got higher fight 7 against fight 4. So we'll have 3 for the Dweller and 3 for good. And here we go. Alright, and so the Dweller got a 5, a 3, and a 1, and Good got a 6, so that is going to be the Dweller is going to move back an inch. Alright, and now we're going to see 4 wounds here. They are Strength 4 against Defense 5, so looking for 3s here to wound. Or sorry, not 3s, needing 5s here to wound, I'm sorry. So that's going to be 1 wound right there against the Dweller. So it's going to bring him down to 2 wounds. Alright. So we're going to call this Dweller number 2 since he's on number 2 right now for the objective. Alright, so that's going to be all the fights there for turn 2. We'll go ahead and roll for priority for turn 3. And here we go. Alright, so Evil's going to have priority this time. And Dane is going to, let's see. Dane is going to call a heroic move to see if he can win that, and the captain is going to counter since he's within 6 inches of the Balrog. Let's see if he's within 6 inches. It looks like he's probably within 6 inches of Dane as well, so Dane can get the chance to possibly copy that. So yes, he is within 6 inches, as you can see right there, of the captain. It'll be a roll-off here. And because Evil's got priority here for turn 3, Evil will get to roll for it. So on a 1, 2, 3 goes to Evil, on a 4, 5, 6 it goes to Good. And Evil really needs to win this in order to try and get the Balrog back up. And they do win it. So they win that with a 1, so the Balrog is going to win the priority here. Oh, and I needed to roll to see... I need to roll and see first if Dane gets that one for free. On a 4-up, he gets that one for free from the captain. He did not, so he had to spend a point of might there in order to use that one. Alright, so Dane is now down to 1 might because he called the heroic move. I forgot to count off the first one. And my captain is out of might as well. So he's called the march and the move now. Alright. So we'll see who all is going to hit. So it looks like that's going to hit everyone over here to this guy right here. And then that's going to hit the Bat Swarm and the Balrog. So this is going to be a big turn here for the Balrog. So we'll be right back after movement. Alright guys, we are back, and the captain called the move, so he's going to get to go first. He's going to do a climb check to see if he can get up onto this ledge here to try and move towards the center objective. So we'll roll, and because of the Moria's special ability, they're going to get +1 to their climb check here. So here we go, see what happens. So 5, so he's going to get a 6 in total, so he'll be able to move full movement. And so it looks like it's about 3 inches there to get on top. So he'll have 3 inches to get up to there, and then he'll have an additional 2 that he can move. So he's just going to move straight up 2 inches in this direction. Oops. Alright. So now that he's moved, we just have to make sure that everyone stays within 6 inches of him. So the Balrog is now going to charge into Dane here, and as he charges in, he's going to throw his whip again. So we'll roll to see. Let's roll to see here if the Balrog is going to hit. Looking for a 4-up to hit. Here we go. Did not. So he got a 1. So he's just going to go ahead and charge in. He's going to stand up and charge in, I should say. And then the Bat Swarm is going to also charge in as well. And so we'll be right back with the after all movement is done. Alright guys, we are back, and I wanted to show you the state of the board before I move forward and close in on everything. So Evil got to move first with the heroic move. So the captain did a climb test, passed, got a 6, and he moved up to right there. And then the Balrog charged in on Dane, did not hit with his whip, so he just charged in. Then the Bat Swarm flew in over here. I'm just going to zoom in for you. So the Bat Swarm, as you can see right there, charged in on Dane, and then these goblins that were here against the wall charged in on Dane as well. The dwarves were not, they're just about an inch short of charging into the Balrog to help pull him off the combat, so unfortunate for the dwarves that they weren't able to charge in there. And then all the goblins that were right over here, they did a climb test, and 5 of them passed with a 5, which bumped it up to a 6 to give them full movement. And then these 4 did not have quite enough movement of 3 inches to climb up that wall there. and then evil went, and this dweller charged the chariot again, and then these goblins charged the chariot. These two dwarves from the Iron Hills Ballista moved up to try and help in this fight next turn. And then these goblins, they moved up to this bridge right here, and they did a jump test over here and passed with 5s, bumping them up to 6 to get full movement. And then over here on this side of the board, so the dweller charged into these two dwarves right here, and these dwarves were within 18 inches of the Balrog right there, so they did get -1 to their courage, making them go from 4 down to a 3, but they did pass these 3 plus that one right there. So those 4 all passed their courage test, rolling 7s to pass. So the only one that did not pass was that spear guy right there. And I moved this out of the way for just a minute. So, and then Groblog and his crew moved up onto objective number 3 to try and start getting some points, hopefully. So now we'll go ahead and go to the shooting phase. Now, the Iron Hills Chariot over there is going to shoot into Groblog here because the Iron Hills Dwarves can see Groblog from there. And because he cannot shoot the Balrog because the Balrog's in combat, unfortunately, for them. So we'll roll to see if it hits Groblog. It does with a 5. Now, to see if it wounds, if it scatters. Here we go. So 1, because it got a 1, I can choose for it just to hit the ground, which is what I'm going to do for the evil player. So then we'll go ahead and do shooting over here from the chariot. So the chariot is going to do 3 shots into, or we're going to roll and see how many shots it's going to get. So we'll see first. So it's going to get 5 shots here. It's going to roll, do 5 shots into the dweller here. With only dweller's got 2 wounds left. So here we go. And he's looking for 4s to hit. So 3 of the 4 hit. Now looking for 5s to wound. And got 2 wounds there, so that is going to kill the dweller. So the dweller is going to be knocked out. So that is a huge. That's huge for the dwarves there. With the dweller getting knocked out there. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and go to combats. The Balrog is going to call a heroic combat, and Dane has a chance to copy it, or he's going to go ahead with his last point of might to try and stay alive here. He's going, actually, because the bat swarms are in there, it's going to half his fight, so he's not going to be able to win no matter what. So Dane here is going to call a heroic defense to try and survive for a turn. So he's going to use his last point of might to call a heroic defense here. So we'll go ahead and do the Balrog's combat. So the Balrog is... he's going to get 4 attacks. So I actually missed that last 2 turns ago. He's going to get 4 attacks. So we'll have 4 attacks from the Balrog. And then we've got, I'll show you. So over here we've got the Balrog plus the Bat Swarm, and the Bat Swarm is going to get 2 attacks. And we've got 4 goblins in there as well, so it's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dice in total against Dane's 3. So as long as the Balrog's group gets a 6 here, they're going to win automatically. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we got 10 dice here. I'm going to go ahead and set the bar. See what we get here from the fight. Oh man. Alright, so that is going to give Dane a chance to win it. Dane just has to be able to get a 6 here in order to win. So out of 10 dice, no 6s. That is really bad luck for the Balrog. But let's see what happens here. So Dane is looking for 6, and he got the 6. Wow. Okay, so Dane is going to win that. fight. So all my guys are going to move back an inch. Alright, so Dane is going to try and kill the Balrog here. He's got, Balrog has got 2 wounds left, so looking for 5s here. If he can get 2 5s out of 3 dice, then he's going to win it here. So let's see what happens. Here we go. Oh man, alright, so no 5s whatsoever, a 3 and 2 1s. So terrible luck for Dane there. And because the Balrog did not win the fight, he will not, and did not kill Dane, he will not get to move again. So we'll go ahead and go over here to this fight with the chariot now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 goblins in that fight against the chariot. The chariot is going to have higher fight, so with 3 dice, if the chariot rolls a 6 here, it's going to win the combat automatically. So we'll go ahead and roll for the chariot. Got a 3 high there, so not great. We'll go ahead and roll for the goblins. We got 7 dice there. So if the goblins can beat a 3, which they should, then they'll win this. Got a 6 there. So the goblins will get a chance to do some wounds here, and the goblins will move back an inch. All right, so, and they're going to move back an inch because of this large base model there, so the chariot won't move back. So let's see, the chariot is, looking at the card over here, chariot is defense 8, and the crew is defense 6. So they're going to try and take out some of the crew here. We're going to try and take out the gunner. So we have 7 shots. The goblins are pretty weak. They're only strength 4. That's the captain, I'm sorry. They are strength 3, I believe. Yes, strength 3. So strength 3 on defense 6 is going to be looking for 6s here. So we'll see if they can take out any of the crew with 7 dice. Alright, and here we go. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3 6s there. So that is going to kill 3 of the dwarves in the chariot. That's going to take out the gunner and the 3 guys on either side of him. Now, if the these warriors over here get into base contact with the chariot, they can jump in it and replace those guys that just got killed. So those 3 guys got killed. So currently there's no gunner, just the driver at the moment. So then we've got that combat right here. So we'll go ahead and roll for that one. The Dweller did charge, so he's going to get an extra dice against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dwarves. But the Dweller does have higher fight, so if he gets a 6 here, he'll win the fight automatically. So we'll go ahead and roll here, see what happens. And did not get a 6, he got a 5 high. Alright, so now the dwarves have a chance to steal it here. So let's see, they're going to have 7 dice in total. So statistically they should be able to get a 6 here, but they are dice. Have the chance to not get a 6. So here we go, we'll see what they get. And they got a big 6. Alright, so the Dweller is trapped, but they are going to move back an inch because he's trapped. So we'll go ahead and move these guys back an inch. And they are strength 4 against defense 5, so they're looking for 5s here. And they're going to have a total of 14 dice here to deal 3 wounds against this guy. So we'll see how many 5s we get. Alright, here's the first set. And we got 3 wounds just on the first set there, so that is going to kill the Dweller. So both Dwellers are now officially out of the fight. So it's not good for Moria. They lost both their Dwellers so far. Both our Dwellers sitting over here. Actually, I'll put them over here in our pan. Alright, so that is going to finish the combats. We'll go ahead and roll for priority for turn 5. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go, turn 5. Alright, and Good is going to win that with a big 4. So Dane is going to get a chance to charge in here first because the captain is out of might. So we'll be right back after movement. Alright guys, we are back, and with movement, the chariot is now moving, and he's going to charge straight. He's not going to pivot at all, he's just going to charge straight and try and take out as many of these goblins here with his charge as he can. So charging straight, he's going to move straight. And actually first, these guys are going to jump in. They're going to hop in to the chariot. So replace them with 2 guys. There. Alright, so we got 2 guys in the chariot again. So we're going to charge into this guy now. Rolling 3 strength 6 hits on that first guy. So here we go with the first one. We'll roll the good dice. So just looking for 4s here to wound on defense 5 with the goblins with shield. Here we go. Here's the first set. So I got a 5. So that is going to kill this goblin right here. We'll go to the next one. So this guy's going to move up. He's going to come into the contact with this guy next. So do another 3 strength 6 hits. Got a 6. So he's dead. So he's going to keep on going straight. He's going to charge into this one next. There's 3 strength 6. Looking for 4s. Got a 6. So he's dead. He's just going to keep on going straight. Going to go into this guy next. Another 3 strength 6. Got a 6. So he's dead. And I'm going to keep on going straight. It's going to charge into this guy next. That was right here. So I'll go do another 3 strength 6. Got a 4. That was a close one there. Alright, so this guy's going to die. That's 5 goblins so far he's taken out. So let's see. So he's going to keep on going straight. Looks like he's not going to hit anyone else. So if he pivots, he's just going to keep on. He's just going to keep on going straight this way. So he'll go straight up onto the objective right here. Just going to land right on top of it, and that'll be it for movement for right now. And we'll be right back with the rest of the movement ending. Alright guys, so I forgot to do an important step last turn. So when the goblins were striking the chariot on the crew members, they have to actually roll to see if they hit the crew first. So I need to roll my 7 dice. They're all trying to hit the crew members, and I need a 4 up in order to hit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. Alright, so I've got 1, 2, 3 that hit the guy. 4 of them are going to hit the chariot, so I'll go ahead and roll the 3 for the guys in the chariot. And they're needing 6s here to kill the guys in the chariot. So I got 1 6. Alright, so one guy out of those 3, so the one bolt thrower guy got killed last turn, so 2 guys would have been left in it. 1 guy is going to jump in the chariot, and then 1 guy is not. So I'll still have 1 guy. I'll have all 3 guys back in the chariot now, but I'll have 1 extra dwarf over here, and he's just going to charge. So since I messed up on that, I'm just going to have him stay right there. Alright guys, so, and then I had 4 strikes go against the chariot. The chariot is defense 6, defense 8. And the goblins are strength 3, so they're needing 6s by 4s in order to wound the chariot. So here we go with these 4. And got no 6s by 4s there, so no damage against the chariot. Alright, so I'll go ahead and finish the movement step, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back after movement for turn 5. And to show you what happened, so the 3 dwarves that were over here charged these goblins up here on the front. And then they created a little line over here for protection. I'll go ahead and zoom in there. So as you can see here, we've got a line of dwarves here. These goblins charged in on this dwarf. And then Growlbog is standing back here. And then these 4 dwarfs, these 2 are on this guy, and then this 2 are on that guy there. Then to show you what happened over here, the dwarves went ahead and charged the Balrog right there, as you can see, and Dane charged in there. And then that dwarf charged the Bat Storm, and those 2 goblins came in and countercharged the dwarf. And then that dwarf charged those 2 goblins, and then these 2 dwarves charged that goblin right there. And then the rest of the dwarves, because they gained fear, they pass all courage checks along when they're within 12 inches of Dane. They went ahead and passed all their courage checks. They were able to trap the Balrog now. And then moving over here to the other side. So the chariot charged in, killed 5 guys, and then this goblin charged the 1 Iron Hills dwarf that didn't jump in the chariot. And then, as you can see right here, these 4 goblins charged the chariot right there. So that is all the charging. Now we'll go ahead and do shooting. The chariot right here has a shot on this goblin right here that's not in a part of the combat. So we'll go ahead and see if he can shoot him. And we'll see how many shots he gets. So we'll start for number of shots. I need to roll for the ballista first. So the ballista is going to try and hit Growlbog here, looking for a 4-up. Got a 5, so he's going to hit. Now we're going to see if it scatters. It's going to hit the ground again, unfortunately. So got a 1 there. So we'll go ahead and do shots for the chariot now. It's going to get 2 shots on that 1 dwarf. So needing 4 ups to hit. Both hit. Strength 4 on defense 5 is looking for 5s to wound. And that guy is dead. Alright, so this spear support right here is going to die. That's another goblin down. And that's going to be all the shooting. So we'll go ahead and do combats. The Balrog's going to call his free heroic combat that he gets. And Dane can potentially copy that if he wants. But he doesn't have any might, so he cannot copy it for free. So I guess we could see. We'll see if he can copy it. I'm not sure if I'll have to look at the rules later and see if he can copy that if he doesn't have any might, but we'll see. So yeah, he doesn't copy it for free. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do the Balrog. So the Balrog is going to get 4 dice. As long as the Balrog wins the fight here, then he's going to be able to move everyone back. So we'll see what happens. Oh, did not get a 6, so got a 5 high there. So that most likely means that that the dwarves are going to win here. So let's see how many dwarves we got in this fight against the Balrog. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with a banner, 7, and then Dane is going to be another 3. So that's a total of 10 dice here. So probably going to get a dead Balrog. So we'll see what happens. So get 10 dice. So grab those. Alright. So got 10 dice, just needing a 6 here to beat the Balrog. Got a 6. Got a few actually. So now the Balrog is trapped. Go ahead and move these guys back. Going to get double strikes there. So the dwarves are strength 4. We'll see if Dane can go ahead and do the finishing blow on the Balrog real quick. So he is needing 5s to wound. He's got 3 dice, and the Balrog has got 2 health left. Roll 3 dice. So here's the first set. So he got 1 wound there so far, and second set. Got the 6. Alright, so with that, the Balrog is killed. So that is going to be it for the Balrog. So the leader is killed. So that is huge for Moria. My mistake for making the Balrog not having anyone within 3 inches for the scatter. But definitely something to think. I'll have to think forward for next time. Alright, so going to these other fights now. We've got this goblin and the bat swarm on that dwarf right there. Be tight on fight here because the dwarf, the bat's going to half his fight from fight 4 to fight 2, and then he's going to be tied with the goblin. But the bat swarm plus the goblin is going to be 3 dice in total. 2, 3, and the dwarf is going to shield here, so he'll get 2 dice. All right, so let's see what happens. All right, so the dwarf got a 3 high, the goblin got a 5 high. So go ahead and move Dane out of the way, so that way this dwarf can move backwards. All right, so the dwarf is defense 7, so the goblin is going to need 6s, and the bat swarm is strength 3, also needing 6s here. So needing 6s here to wound. Let's see what happens. And nothing. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do the next one. Alright, so we've got this dwarf on these 2 goblins. The dwarf is going to shield here. Alright, so... Alright, here we go. Alright, so... 2 goblins, and dwarf's going to shield. And here we go. Alright, so dwarf is going to win the fight there because he is not trapped. So he'll be able to make way. Alright. He's going to make way over here. I gotta stand up. Alright, so this guy fell off. He was up here. Alright, so dwarf won that. Then we've got 2 on 2 right there. Everyone's just going to strike normally. Alright, so the goblin's got a 6 there, so they're going to win that. Dwarves are going to move back an inch. Alright. And looking for 6s to wound here. And they did. They got a big 6. Alright, so that is the first dwarf taken down this game. Well, the first one that wasn't in the chariot, I should say. Alright. Let's see what else we got. We've got these fights over here on this side, and we've got the chariot and this guy here. So I think the goblin is going to shield here. This goblin will shield, the dwarf's going to strike normally. So goblin's going to win that with a 4 high. He'll back up an inch. Then we've got the chariot here against the 4 goblins there. So the chariot minus driver, so it's going to have 3 attacks. We'll go ahead and roll the 3, see if he gets a 6. He wins automatically because he's on higher fight. And he got the 6. Alright, so those guys are going to move back an inch. There we go. And does not get the monstrous charge because he did not charge them this turn. So strength 4 on defense 5 is looking for 5s here for wounds. We're just going to prioritize this guy and going around. Alright, so that's 1 wound. So this guy here in the back is going to get killed. Alright, and we'll go over here to this side for these combats. And Groblog does need to, I forgot to do this, but Groblog needs to use his ability before start of the heroic action. So I'll go ahead and do that for him real quick. So on a 4-up, all of his guys are going to get +1 to fight. Probably not going to make a difference here, but we'll see what happens. So got 2, so nothing matters. So the dwarves will still have higher fight. So we'll start here with these 2 on that guy. Dwarf is going to shield. So it'll be those 2 dice. Goblins will be these 2. And here we go. Alright, so goblins got double 6s. So they are going to win that. And this dwarf's going to back up an inch. And dwarves are looking for 6s again to wound. Nothing there. We'll go over here to this one next. So it is, let's say it's, so he's going to be, this guy's going to be trapped regardless, I think. So we'll go ahead and do this one first. So this guy on these 2, and dwarf's going to shield. Here we go. And dwarf got a big 6, so that's going to win that for them, and that will allow these guys now to be able to make way for this guy so he's not trapped. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on these 2 here. They're going to strike normally. And we'll go ahead and have the good guys set the bar since they got higher fight. So 5 high there. So the goblins have a chance to win. Gotta get a 6 here. And they got a couple of 6s. Alright, so they are going to win the fight there. So these guys are just going to back up an inch. Just going to make way. Back up. Alright, so they are, those 5 guys are looking for 6s to kill that guy. And got some 6s. Alright, so another dwarf down. And we'll go ahead, and that's all the combat, so we'll go ahead and roll for priority for turn 6. And here we go. Alright, so it's going to be right back after movement. Hey guys, I forgot to do this combat real quick, so it's going to be the dwarf captain right there against the goblin captain and 2 guys there, and then we're going to have a one-on-one there for a goblin against dwarf. So we'll go start with the good guys had priority for last turn, so we'll go ahead and start with the one-on-one there. And the goblin's going to shield. Here we go. So the dwarf's going to win. And dwarf is looking for 5s to wound. And he got him. Alright, so that dwarf, or this goblin right here, is dead. Now we'll go ahead and do this one next to the captain and these 2 goblins against that captain. So the captain's got 2 attacks, 1 might left, and then we got 2 for the captain and 2 for the regular gobos. So we'll see what happens. Wow, so it's going to be 3 high here. Now the captain can use his last point of might in order to win the fight, I think. Yeah, because my captain is only fight 3. So the captain's going to use his last point of might to bump that up to 3 to win the combat there. Grab my Sharpie real quick. Alright. So the captain is now out of might. And we'll go ahead and we've got 2 attacks, strength 4 into defense 6 or defense 5. So looking for 5s either way, so we'll go into the captain here. And got a 5. Alright, so it's going to be a wound on the Moria captain. He's got 1 wound left. I'm not going to use his fate yet. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and finish movement for turn 7, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we are back after movement for turn 7. And so the goblins that are right over here, since they had priority, they got to charge in on the chariot. This one dwarf came in on, the one goblin came on the one dwarf there. And then to show you what else happened by zooming in. So we had these 2 goblins come in on this dwarf. We had these 2 goblins come in on Dane. This dwarf came in to pull off these 2 on that guy, and then this goblin came in and he got charged by these 2 dwarves. And then we've got this dwarf right here that was on this goblin. We got Dane on that guy, and then we've got these 3 guys here onto these 2 goblins there. And then the Bat Swarm, it came up here and charged the captains to try and half its fight value. So the Goblin Captain, which is right there, can potentially win. And then we have this one-on-one there again. And then going over to the other side of the board, see what Groblog did. So we had Groblog come in on this goblin right there. Then we had these 4 guys wrap around into this guy to trap him. Then we've got these 2 goblins on that dwarf right there, and then we've got these 3 guys that came in on these 3 dwarves right. Alright guys, we are back, and we're going to go ahead and have the ballista here. I'm going to try and take out those 2 goblins up there on top, trying to save that objective. So we're going to roll, looking for 4 up to hit. Hits. And looking to see if it is a direct hit. I can move it, so I'm going to go ahead and move it to that guy there. So he's going to take a strength 8 hit. I'm looking for a 3 to kill. Gets him. So he's dead. And then he's prone, and he's taking a strength 6 hit. And because he's defense 5, looking for a 4 to kill. Nope. Alright, so he's good. He's just prone. So I'm going to put a prone marker next to him. Alright, and then at start of combat, Groblog is calling a heroic strike to see if so that way he can try and beat a normal regular dwarf here. So we're going to go ahead and roll for his heroic strike. Got a 5, so he's going to go up to fight 8, which will beat the regular dwarf. And I think that's going to be it for heroic actions. So we'll just go ahead and start over here with this combat. So we'll start one-on-one here. And the goblin is going to shield. And here we go. And the dwarf's going to win. This goblin can move over here. And dwarf is strength 4, goblin's defense 5, so looking for a 5 to wound. Nope, almost saw it, but did not quite get it. Alright, then we're going to go over here. So we've got 3 on the chariot. Chariot is got 3 dice, because he's got 3 guys in it. So we're going to roll and see If he gets 6, he'll automatically win the fight. And he did get the 6, so he's going to automatically win the fight. And they are strength 4, looking for 5 to win here. We're going to prioritize on that one and then go into that one. So here's the first one. Nope, second one. Got the 6, right? So that guy's dead. And then we got the last one right there. And here we go. And got a 5. Alright, so 2 guys killed. So that's going to do that there. We'll go over here. Evil has head priority, so he gets to choose first. We'll go ahead and... so it's going to be these 2 on these 2. So we'll go ahead and do that one there. Everyone's going to strike normally. And here we go. Alright, so Good's going to win that. Going to move the goblins back an inch. Alright. Now, they're looking for 5 to kill. The front guy. And I got it. Got a 6 and a 5. Alright, so this goblin's going to die. We'll go ahead and go to this guy here. He's trapped, so he's going to shield, and he's going against 4 guys there. Or sorry, not 4 guys, 3 guys. Alright, so he's going to shield against 3 guys here. And here we go. And they got a 6. He's trapped, so they're going to have double strikes, looking for a 5 to kill. Nothing on the first set, second set. Nothing on the second set either. Wow. Okay, so they're just going to move back an inch. Let's see, he can move this way. Okay, so then we've got over here, we've got Dane on this guy and that guy. So 5 dice in total for the good guys. We're going to go ahead and start with this one though, so that way this guy may not get trapped. So it'll be 2 on 1 there. Goblin's going to shield. Goblin's going to win that with a 3 high, but there is a banner, so they can reroll 1. And got a 1. Okay, so nothing there. So Evil is going to win that. So these guys are just going to back up. Alright, so now we're going to do those 5 dice against the one guy. He's going to shield. Dane doesn't have any might, so we're just going to roll them all together. Doesn't matter what color. Dane, if the good guys get a 6 here, they win automatically. So I'm going to go ahead and roll theirs first. And they did get a 6. So this guy can move back an inch. And Dane is 4 is normally going down to 3s, so we'll go ahead and roll his first. See if he gets a 3 against that goblin. Yeah, unfortunately, without the Balrog around, guys are just dropping fast now. And he did get a 3. He got a 5 high there, so that goblin is dead. So yeah, without the Balrog, I imagine this list is going to go down pretty fast. But all right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then these 2 guys have 2 attacks. So that's going to be 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice against the captain. And he is trapped. So we'll have tied fight because of that, because the captain will now be tied for fight 4 with the leader. So go ahead and roll the evil dice first. Got 7 dice there. Both captains have no might, so just looking for a 6. No 6s, wow. Alright, 5 high. Captain's got a chance to win it here. He got the 6. Wow, okay, so he's going to push all those guys back. And because of the bat, he was actually tied. He was we had higher fight. I forgot the bats were in there. All right, so everyone move back. He's gonna try and kill the captain, the enemy captain here. So he's looking for 5s here, and nothing. And then we've got one-on-one over. Had one-on-one there. Had a goblin there. He fell off. All right. So go ahead and do this one next. One-on-one there. Goblin's going to shield. Goblin's not going to win because the dwarf has got the higher fight. So looking for a 5 to kill the... Yep, and he gets the goblin. Alright, well, another goblin down. Dying fast over here. Alright, so we'll go over here. I think we may be broken after this turn, probably. So go over here to these fights now. Alright. So we'll go ahead and start. We've got this here. It's going to be 3-on-1. And the dwarf's going to shield. Here we go. So Evil's going to win that, and he is trapped. So they're going to have double strikes. Looking for 6s here to win. Nothing on the first set. Second set. Nothing on the second set. How sad. Alright, well, these guys are going to move back. We'll go ahead and do Groblog. So Groblog and the dwarf's going to shield. Let me see how many attacks Groblog has got real quick. I want to say 3, but nope, just 2. Alright, so I'm glad I checked. So Groblog has got 2 attacks. So it's going to be 2 dice against 2 dice. But Groblog's going to have the higher fight. Groblog's going to win with a 6 right there. He's looking for 5s to win here. And we got a 6. Alright, so that dwarf is dead. We'll just go down the line now. We got one-on-one here. I need to roll for Groblog too. I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, it won't matter because none of the other guys are trapped, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so we're going to do one-on-one there. Goblin's going to shield. Dwarf's going to win with a 6-eye there. Dwarf's looking for a 5 to kill. Got a 2, so nothing there. So that guy's going to move back an inch. Now we'll just go down the line. So we got 2-on-1 there. Dwarf's going to shield. And here we go. Dwarf got a 6, so he's going to win that. So these guys are just going to move back an inch. Go down the line, we got 1-on-2 there. Goblin's going to shield. Goblin's going to win it with a 6-eye there. So these guys are just going to move back an inch. And we got 2-on-1 right there. So Dwarf's going to shield. And Dwarf's going to win it with a 6-eye there. These guys will move back an inch. Alright guys, we are back, and Evil is not quite broken yet, so we're going to go ahead and roll for priority. They need 3 more models to lose before they are broken. So here we go for turn 8. And this can be Evil winning with a 5 there, so they'll get to go first. And we'll be right back after movement. Alright guys, we are back after movement. And as you can see over here, the goblins just re-swarmed the same dwarves again, trying to just win the combats by trapping them and zooming in here. show you exactly what we're seeing. So these three dwarves trap this dwarf here. Groblog and this goblin have got this dwarf here. We've got this goblin on that dwarf. We got these two goblins on that dwarf. We got this goblin on that dwarf, and then we've got a one-on-one here as well. And then coming back over here to the other side of the board. So this goblin recharged the chariot, so it couldn't move. This goblin charged the chariot, and then this dwarf charged the goblin to pull him off the combat. And then over here, we've got, I actually forgot to move these guys over here. So I'll just go ahead and move them real quick. Let's have him go there. Alright, so we got two goblins left over here. We'd only need 3 more models to get broken, 3 models to die until we're broken. So those two guys are trapped. They both charged in the Dane to stop him from charging. And then over here, we've got the captain attacking the captain again. We got the bat swarm to come in to lower the fight value. And then we've got this goblin here, and then these two supporting as well. And we got a one-on-one there. Then we have our one lonely goblin that's prone up here. He stood up and just stayed where he was at to try and claim that objective if he can. And then that is it. So we're going to go ahead and go to shooting. The only shots we have are the ballista here. So the ballista is going to, he's actually going to shoot this goblin right there. So we'll roll to see if it hits, looking for a 4-up. And here we go. So it hit on a 1. But it rerolls on 1s on the ballista, so you get to reroll again. So 3, so nothing on a 3. Alright, so going to start a combat, Groblog is going to call a heroic strike again. See how much fight it goes up. So he goes up 2. So he goes from 3 to 5, so he'll win the fights there. And so we'll just go ahead and start over here on this side. So we've got the one-on-one there. The goblin is going to shield. Actually, the goblin is just going to strike normally. Gotta try and kill some dwarves here. Alright, so the goblin's going to win with the 5 high. And he's looking for a 6 in order to wound the dwarf. And got 2, nothing there. Alright, and then we've got over there, we've got 3 guys in the chariot against the 1 guy that charged the chariot. Again, he's just going to try and win. Try and take a guy out, but probably not going to happen. You got 3 guys against 1, so we'll see what happens here. So actually, Goblin got a 6, so he's going to win that fight. And see if it hits the gunner or not. It hits the gunner with the 4-up, and looking for a 6 to kill him. It did not, got a 2. Alright, so that's all those combats there. We'll go ahead over here to this side. And we've got, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on that goblin right there. Goblin is going to strike normally because he's actually wanting to, he's wanting to break so that way he can try and get the most number of points here. So 1 guy against 6. I'm going to let the 6 go first because they've got higher fight. I got a 5 high there. So we'll roll to see if he can get a 6. Nope. Alright, so he's trapped. So they're looking for 5s to kill. First set. Got a 5. Alright, so that goblin is dead. So 2 more models down and the Moria will be broken. We'll go over here next. We've got, actually we'll start, since Evil had priority, we'll start with the captain on captain. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice there. And that guy is trapped, and because he's trapped, we'll actually win on the fights. So if we have a tie, so fine, all right. So let's see what happens. If we get a 6, we'll win automatically. All right, so we'll win automatically because the bat halves the fight value of that dwarf. So he's trapped there. So the captain is looking. He's looking for 5. So we'll roll his first. Double ones, nothing there. Second set, got a 6. All right, so that's 1 wound so far, and then I'll roll the other 5. They're looking for 6s against the captain. And got 3 6s there. So that is going to kill the captain. Alright, so he's dead. Then we'll do the other one-on-one that from this guy that just fell. Alright, everyone's just going to strike normally because, again, the Moria is wanting to lose now to try and see if they can win the game. Good's going to win that with a 5 high. And they're looking for a 5 to kill. Got a 5. Alright, so that goblin is down. So we need one less goblin. One more goblin to die, and then we're broken. Alright, so we got this one here. We got Dane and 1, 2, 3. So it'd be 6 in total. With Dane having higher fight, so he'll win the ties. Roll his first to set the bar, and here we go. And we got the 6. We got a couple 6s. So that guy is not trapped, so he can move backwards. But Dane is just wounding on 3s here, so because normally it'd be 4s with strength 5 on defense 5. But here +1 with wound with the hammer. So let's see if he gets a 3. And he got a 6 and a 3. So that goblin is dead, and Moria is going to be officially broken starting next turn. But we'll see if the game ends starting next turn. Alright, so let's go over to the other side. Alright, so we've got this dwarf against these 3 guys here. We'll go ahead and start there since that dwarf is trapped. Alright, and the dwarf is going to shield here against 3 dice. Alright, here we go. And Evil got a 6 high there. So because he is trapped, they're going to have double strikes, looking for 6s to kill. Nothing on this first set. Second set, got the 6. Alright, so that dwarf is going to die. And we'll go ahead and go over here on Groblog on this one here. Groblog's going to have 2 attacks, and I'll have this one be the regular guy since he has a point of might left he can use. And that dwarf is going to shield. Alright, here we go. See what we get. Alright, so Groblog got a 6 and he got a 6, but Groblog's got the higher fight because of the heroic strike. So he's going to win. And he can back up. So Groblog is looking for 5s to kill. And regular guy, this guy is looking for a 6. So we got, that's not the 6 though, we need the 6 with that one. So he's good. Then we'll go over here to this guy. It'd be one-on-one here. Just going to strike like normal. Evil's going to win with the 5. And looking for a 6 to kill. Nope, got a 5. Alright, so he is good. He's going to back up an inch. So we'll go over here. We've got one-on-one. Actually, we'll start here. So we've got 2 on 1 there. And Dwarf's going to shield. Here we go. Alright, so the Dwarf is going to win that with a 6. So these guys are going to back up an inch. We've got a one-on-one here, so we'll go ahead and do that. Good's going to win that. So Goblin's going to move back an inch. And looking for a 5 to kill. Nope, got a 3. And then we've got one last one-on-one here. Got a 6 with evil. So Goblins are going to win that one. And strength 3 on defense 7 is looking for a 6 to kill. Did not get it, got a 1. Alright, so that's going to be everything for turn 8. We'll go ahead and roll for priority for turn 9. Here we go. And Good's going to get the priority for turn 9, so we'll be right. Alright guys, we are back at the top of turn 9 here. And just zooming in on after movement, basically all these guys over here charged each other again. Dane and all of his dwarves started charging up the stairs to get closer towards the center objective here. One of the goblins moved closer to where if this guy does get taken out, they won't both get taken out at the same time. Then I had the chariot. He just pivoted 180 degrees, ended his turn to where that way next turn he could start trying to charge in, and also he can shoot this turn. So just to zoom in on what all happened here. So coming in over here, we've got Groblog and 2 goblins and a goblin here on this one dwarf. We got a one-on-one here. This dwarf basically charged these guys and created this 3 formation to try and increase their defense up to 8. And then this goblin charged this guy charged that guy. Then looking over here, Dane here, he charged this goblin on the stairs, and this goblin basically blocked the path. And then we have this goblin over there against those 2 dwarves, and then we have a bunch of dwarves right here that are up against the wall that are going to try and climb next turn, so that way they can start running over here and not get funneled right here on this staircase right here to where they can't move. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and start with shooting. The ballista is going to try and take out this goblin here on the objective marker. So we'll start with that, looking for a 4 to hit. It does hit. Let's see if it moves at all. Gets a 6. That's going to be a direct hit on the target. I'm looking for a 3 here to kill. And it does kill him. Alright. And because this guy was not within 2 inches of him here, this is the only guy that's going to hit. So basically the way I made it was this guy is still within 3 inches of that, but to where it's not within 2 inches to where if he did get hit, he wouldn't get hit as well. So did some thinking on that one. So we'll go ahead and next shot, we've got the shot here with the chariot. And the chariot can shoot this guy right here because he's within a 45-degree angle. So we'll see if he how many shots he's going to get. Alright, so roll for shots. Here we go. So he's going to get 4 shots. Looking for 4 ups to hit. Here we go. I got 2 that hit. And looking for 5s to kill. And I got 2 5s. Alright, so that goblin is killed. Oh, and I also forgot to say that I rolled courage checks on the goblins. All of them passed the courage checks, so that was very fortunate for them. We'll go ahead and do this one next. We got one-on-one here. Just going to go regularly. Actually, the goblin's going to shield here because he wants to try and survive this one to try and, if the game does end this turn, he wants to be able to try and stop the opponent from getting 2 points instead of maybe just getting 1 if he survives. So here we go. Alright, so Goblin did get a 6 high, so he'll stay alive, and this guy will just move back an inch. Alright, so we'll go ahead and go to the next one. So we've got a 2-on-1 here. That goblin is going to shield because he's going to try and prevent Dane from moving up. And so it'll be 2 dice on 2 dice here. And here we go. So good guys got a 6, so they're going to win that. Looking for a 5 to kill. And got a 5. So that goblin is dead. Alright. We'll go to the next one here. We've got Dane and... so it looks like it's just Dane on that one goblin. And Dane did charge him, so he'll get the charge bonus. The goblin is going to shield to try and survive miraculously. We'll see though if Dane gets a 6 first. Have him set the bar. Dane does get a 6, so he's looking for a 3 here to kill him. And he's prone. And got the 3. So that goblin is dead. Then we're just going to move next. We got this dwarf here against the captain and the bat swarm. So the dwarf is going to shield. And the captain and bat swarm will have 4 dice together. And I forgot actually because he's got 2 attack. Actually, that's just a regular dwarf. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so we got 6s both, but Evil's going to win because the bat swarm is going to lower the dwarf's fight. Captain is looking for, so I'll roll. This one will be, I'll turn this one to a black dice. So these are looking for 5s, these are looking for 6s. And here we go. And we got a 6. Alright, so that dwarf is dead. Alright. So that's all the fights over there. We'll go over to the other side. And I forgot to roll for Groblog, so I'll go ahead and roll him to see if his if he gives plus fight values on a 4-up. He got a 6, so everyone within 3 inches of him is going to get +1 to their fight this turn, which does stack with guys that are I guess supposed to be there. It does stack with guys that with the army bonus. So we've got these 4 on that one guy. So we'll start with that. And Groblog is going to have higher fight. And he's got 1 point of might left. Let's see. So I'll have 3 regular guys and 2. This will be Groblog here. So we'll see, have them set the bar. So got a 5 high, and Groblog does have a point of might to where he can up it if he needs. Dwarf is shielding here. Got 3 high on the dwarf. He's trapped. So Groblog is looking for 5s. The other guys are looking for 6s here. Got the 6. Got 2 6s actually. So that dwarf will die. Then we've got a, let's see, good had priority, so they can choose here. So we're going to want to do this one first. So do a 1-on-1 there. The goblin is going to shield. So he wants to try and survive, and if he can, collect this objective. Dwarf is going to win with the 4 high. Looking for a 5 to kill. Got the 5. Alright, so that goblin is dead. So we'll go, next we'll do 1-on-1 here. Goblin's going to shield. Dwarf's going to win. Looking for a 5 to kill. Got a 1, so nothing there. Goblin's just going to move back. We've got a 1-on-1 here. Goblin's going to shield again. Dwarf's going to win with a 6. Goblin's going to move back an inch. Dwarf is looking for a 5 to kill. Got a 2, so not quite enough. So we'll go ahead and do this one next. We got 3-on-1. 3-on-1 here. So dwarf is going to shield. And here we go. Alright, so the evil was going to win it with a 6, and this dwarf is trapped. Actually, no he's not. Move this guy back. So he can move back. Alright, so these guys are looking for 6s in order to kill. And we got the 6. Alright, so this dwarf is going to die. And that is it for the combats. Now we'll roll to see, because good had priority, they'll roll to see if the game ends on a 1 or 2. They don't want it to end here because they're trying to push towards the objectives. And it got a 4, so we'll have another turn. So we'll go ahead and roll for priority for turn 10. Alright guys, we are back at turn 10, and this is what the board looks like after movement. So one goblin moved towards the center to claim that objective. This dwarf is trying to run towards him, but it's not quite within 3 inches to claim that objective yet, or to try and attack that objective to split the points. But then all these goblins over here charge the dwarves that were remaining. Dane, basically the captain charged down to charge Dane to stop him from moving, and then another goblin came down, the bat swarm came to charge Dane to half his fight value, but then the dwarf came in and attacked the bat. So then moving over here, the chariot ran over a goblin with rolled a 6 to kill it, and then he just moved the rest of his movement, and then we have one dwarf right there that is sitting there to claim the objective. So we'll go ahead and start with shooting. The ballista over there is going to shoot at the goblin on the bridge to try and take him out. If he does, this will, if he kills this goblin, this could potentially have the dwarves win the game. So we'll see what happens here. Looking for a 4 up to hit. Got a 2, so unfortunately not going to hit that goblin there. So there's no other shooting, so we'll go ahead and go to combat. We'll go ahead and see if his ability goes off on a 4 up. Everyone within 3 inches of him gets +1 to their fight. Does not go off, starts with the 3. So Groblog is going to use his last point of might to call a heroic strike. Gets a 5, so it makes him go up to 8, to where he'll win the fights. And we'll just start over here on this guy. So we've got Groblog and 4 goblins against 1 guy. Groblog's going to have 2 dice, and because he has no might left, it's going to roll them all the same. 6. So I have 6 dice in total. And the goblins will win on the fight here because of Groblog. And they did get a 6, so they're going to win that fight. And that dwarf is trapped. Looking for 6s here to kill. And got a 6. So this dwarf is dead. Alright, so we've got 2 other fights over here remaining. We've got a 3-on-1 here. So we'll go ahead and do that one. Dwarf is going to shield. Alright, here we go. Alright, and the dwarf got a 6, so he's just going to push these goblins back. And then our last one we've got here is a 1-on-1. And the goblin is going to shield here. And goblin's going to win it with a 3 high. I'm going to push this guy back that way. Alright, so that's all those fights. We'll go ahead over here to this next fight. We've got the captain here. Captain against these 2 dwarfs. Yep. So go ahead and do that one. Captain's going to strike like normal. And then those... and we've got Dane in there as well. So we've got 3 dice for Dane. And 2 for the dwarves. The captain's actually going to shield here because he'll get 4 4 dice in total. So potentially can survive, maybe. Alright, so we'll roll these 5 first to see. If he gets a 6, they win automatically. No 6, a 5 high, so the captain does have a chance to survive here. Let's see what happens. Here we go. And no 6, I should say. So that captain is going to lose that. And I think he's trapped because the only place he can move is over here. And he does move an inch back that way, so I think he's okay, so he's not killed, but probably going to die from Dane here. So Dane is normally looking for 5s to wound with strength 5 on against defense 6, but +1 to wound with the hammer, so looking for 4s here to wound. And we got 1 wound there. We'll go ahead and have the captain roll his fate. If he fails, he'll die. And he passes. So we've got 2 other dwarves, and they're looking for 6s to wound. Actually, sorry, 5s to wound here. And he got the 5. All right, so that will kill the captain. And then we've got last the bat swarm against here against these 3 dwarves. So dwarves gonna have 3 dice. Bat swarm's gonna have 2. And the good guys are going to win that, so the bat swarm is going to move back an inch. And I think they're looking for, I'll have to look at the defense on the bat. I think it's like defense 3, so I think they're looking for 4s to wound here. So I got 2 wounds there, so the bat will have 2 wounds left. And that is going to do it for the fights. So we will roll to see if the game ends, and Evil had it, priority, and got a 6. So we'll be right back. The time on the clock just ended with 2.5 hours, so we'll be right back to look at the victory points. Alright guys, we are back with the end of 2.5 hour round here. It was a very tough match. Slugfest, the good guys were getting ready to slaughter, I think, if a few more turns had gone on. But looking at the victory points here, 3 victory points if the friendly models, then enemy models within 3 inches of the central objective. If there's at least 1 friendly model and no enemy models, you get 5 points. So there's only 1 enemy guy right there. So it'd be 5 points for Moria. Then it says for each objective, you score 1 victory point if there's more friendly models, or you get 2 points if there's no enemy models. So good guys over here are going to get 2 victory points because of the dwarf sitting on that one. And then the evil guys are going to get a victory point over here because this is the only guy that's within 3 inches of the objective there. So it's going to be a 7-2 victory so far, and then you score 1 victory point for causing 1 or more wounds on the leader. If you kill him, you get 2. So good guys are going to get 2 there, so it's going to be a 7-4 victory. And then at the end of the game, if the enemy force is broken, you get a victory point. So it's going to be a 7-5 minor victory for Moria, guys. So we'll be right back with the final remarks. Hey guys, thank you all for watching this Game 3 in the MESBG Madness. It was a great game. Slugfest made a mistake for Moria's part with the Balrog getting taken out pretty early from that ballista shot that took it out half its health. But even with the Balrog dead, the evil guys just barely won that. I think another turn or 2, the Iron Hills definitely would have won that game if we had more time in that round. So definitely a close game. Ended up being a 7-5 victory for Moria. So they will be advancing next to the next round. And guys, stay tuned next week for our next last game in the final bracket for MESBG Madness for the first round of pairings, and that'll be the Azog's Legion versus the Mirkwood elves led by Thranduil on his elk. So that's going to be a slugfest of a battle. We'll be playing that match in Hobbiton. So there'll be a new board. We'll see what the scenario is. So it should be a fun match to check out, guys. And if you like this video, please leave us a like. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share the video, guys. I thank you all for everyone that stayed through and watched this. Really enjoyed this game. It was a lot of fun, and hope to see you all next Friday for our next battle report. Take care, and hope you're having fun wherever you're at in Middle Earth. See you soon, guys. Bye.